Today, we become legends.
So the Year 10 keynote for Smite Season 10 showcases tons of incredible new things coming to the game with a completely new Conquest map, major god and item changes, new crossovers and more. Among them is the first god of Season 10 coming in 10.1, Surtr, aka the Fire Giant. Yep, that's right, the character that the Fire Giant has been designed around in Smite since open beta is now going to be a playable character in Smite. We don't have full kit info yet, that will be coming on January 18th with the full 10.1 patch notes, but from the small gameplay part showcased, he looks like a warrior, and his kit will be themed around his abilities from being the Fire Giant in game. He can collapse into the battlefield as a giant fireball like he does in his entrance animation, with what can only be his ultimate, I would imagine, and he also has a fire imp with a very similar design to the speed buff imps from Season 3 that he can throw at his enemies, as well as wielding his legendary fiery sword. If you're wondering what fate the actual Fire Giant has befallen in Smite, he will be replaced by an even more epic looking fiery monster with a new set of abilities in the Year 10 Conquest map. This map features all new art, epic enclosed titan areas, a completely reworked jungle with camps that can be pulled to anywhere on the map, allowing for new and unique starting strategies, some floating shield things around the towers called bastions that apparently weaken enemy towers, new contestable camps in both duo lane and solo lane, as well as a new roaming jungle camp that doesn't stay in one location but roams around the map. Pyromancer even has a new effect in this patch too. This map is exactly what Smite needed to refresh the game in Year 10, and if you're wondering why I've been saying Year 10 the whole time and not Season 10, that is because Smite Year 10 will actually feature 4 unique seasons throughout the year instead of just one, with new content coming in each. As with the most recent map, Year 10 Conquest will receive major visual and gameplay updates throughout the year. The first season of the 4 in Year 10 is the Season of Monsters, which is heavily themed around giant monsters being unleashed into Smite, with the advent of Surtr and some other monster-themed updates we'll talk about in a bit. Since the second god of Year 10 will release in the Season of Monsters, it's likely that there will also be a monster of some kind. The next season of Year 10 is the Season of Hope, and there will be 2 more after that with currently unknown names. On the topic of gods, we got the usual teaser in the keynote with of course the first god being Surtr. The others are unknown, but we can speculate based on the teaser. Keyword being speculation, don't take any of my theories here as completely true. After Surtr, it is likely to be the Manticore based on the data mining, which would also fit in with the Season of Monsters. Ixchel is likely to be the third god, who is a Mayan moon god, breaking the long streak of no Mayan releases since Camazotz in 2016, over 6 years ago. God 4 is almost certainly Charon, given the mention of a River of Souls and him being a very highly requested god. And God 5, it seems, will be Maman Brigitte, who was originally slated for release at the end of Season 9. Those are the 5 teased gods in the trailer, but Hi-Rez have said there will be 7 gods, so it seems we're either only getting 5 or 2 are unannounced as of right now. There's also tons of new features and changes coming to Smite in Year 10. Shards are a new, but also kind of old mechanic being added to Smite that give a short-term benefit in the free relic slot before level 12. Vision Shard is one of these, so think of it as competing for that slot that Vision Shard has always filled. One reduces cooldowns, the other gives power and ability lifesteal, while 2 are currently unrevealed. But given they are a wing and a carapace, they are likely movement and defense based respectively. Base stat changes are being implemented where each class gets unique base and scaling stats based on their strengths. Assassins get physical penetration, hunters get extra power scaling on basic attacks, guardians get crowd control reduction, mages get magical power, and warriors get cooldown reduction. This should help differentiate the classes from each other as they level up. New items and major reworks for existing items are coming as well. 45 major changes are coming and 2 new items were showcased in the keynote. The first is Cannoneer's Cuirass, which gives protections, health, HP 5, and a passive that executes the next minion you basic attack, dealing AoE damage around it with an internal cooldown. Great for solo lane wave clear or even support pressure potentially. The second item is Bladed Boomerang, which gives physical power, attack speed, and crit, with your next basic attack on a god deploying a buff you can pick up, similar to Manticore spikes. This buff gives movement speed and crit chance, so this item is likely to be very popular among hunters and slide right into the current crit builds. There are likely more new items and major changes coming in the full 10.1 patch notes on January 18th. Multi-queue is back in Year 10 to help with matchmaking. You can now select as many modes as you want to queue for from the selection and get the fastest queue available. All ranked modes will also be getting full crossplay along with a complete hard reset of MMR, so everyone is back at the same level and you'll have to climb back to the top, or the bottom, depending on your aptitude. The Boss Monster Battle Pass will be the first pass of the year, themed around huge final encounter style bosses. There's also going to be a new crossover with Magic the Gathering featuring skins themed around the magic types such as fire, light, water, etc., among other cosmetics like jump stamps and announcer packs. The Season Pass is back, renamed to the Year 10 Pass given that we now have 4 different seasons in the year, very similar to the current Season Passes that exist with unique recolors, titles, some gems, and more. There will also be a personalized Smite history video using your high-res login on the launch of the patch at January 24th with all your highlights of your entire Smite history. This seems really cool as someone who's played Smite for 10 years at this point. I think mine's going to be pretty sick. But this was of course just a brief overview of Smite Year 10, and the full patch notes are going to be on Wednesday the 18th of January, so be sure to subscribe to the channel to catch my update videos when we get the full Year 10 reveal. Catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out you nerds.